Shout out to everybody across the country who's been checking in. It is Money Monday, and this is the opportunity for you to get your finances together. As you know, salvation is free, but that ministry that the Lord is putting on the inside of you and that he's birthing, it costs money. Of course, Janai Thornton, our financial specialist, is in the house. What's going on, Janai?
Happy Money Monday as always.
Yeah, well, we were going to talk about wills,
Life insurance,
and
yes.
life insurance, and making sure you had that together. And you do need to get it together. However, we're going to give you that information next week. The Lord done hit us.
Done.
Let me just tell you what happened.
Right.
Everybody want to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Yes.
But nobody understands all the work that goes into it.
Right.
And so it's been sensationalized on social media. Everybody's like, well, I did this for 3 weeks. I'll give you 500 and you make 20,000. Everybody got Bitcoin. And, it's just a lot of different things that people are doing to accumulate wealth, if you would. But nobody ever tells the backstory. So if you're an entrepreneur right now, my job today is to do one or two things. Either I'm going to talk you into it or I'm going to talk you out of it, because I want to be really candid with you and share some of the blood, sweat, and tears that I personally had to go through, Top 3 Crystal Lee had to go through, Janai Thornton had to go through it, and Big Med is on his way up the hill, and hopefully he can take some of these and run with it too in his journey. Janai Thornton,
Yes.
to that person who's thinking of entrepreneurship, what are some things that they should know?
Well, I think one of the most important words people need to remember is and. People want it to be or. I get to do this or this.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is just the series of ands. You have to work your current job and build your business. You have to do this and something else. And I see people kind of picking and choosing what they want. And it is a tremendous amount of work up front.
Yeah.
And the statistics are what they are. What do they say? 80% of businesses fail within the first, 3 to 5 years? Yeah. Because people aren't committed to the and they're not managing the money the right way. Yeah. Right? And I'm still trying to build this business. So it's a lot of late nights.
Yes, a lot, super late nights.
It's a lot of weekends. And my family always say, you work all the time. I know I do. And I'm sure people tell y'all the same thing too.
Oh my God, you're always working.
You're always
You
working.
never have time to do anything.
Yeah, I don't got time to kick it. I'm going to do what you won't do now so I can do what you can't do later.
Absolutely.
But I remember I was involved in a deal with an amazing record label, Everybody's Dream.
Right.
And I knew that digital was about to be the thing. And so I was banking on them to be kind of the job, if you would.
Okay.
And so those checks are coming, but the struggle of trying to get them to see the vision of this business that we had, I knew that CDs would be obsolete. Right. I knew that everything was going online, and we had an amazing following. So I'm going in and I'm showing them, hey, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And I went in and said, you know what, how much money did you all spend? They was like, we spent this amount. Okay, well, I spent about the same amount. Can we just call it even? Big Bad Willie, just thinking it's about to hit. Man, I put that album out.
Right.
It sold about 900 strong. I thought it was going to be like 9,000 strong. My projections were totally off.
For real, because we say this all the time and people I think they think we're over-exaggerating. It costs more and it takes longer.
Yes.
So you have to be willing to handle that season. And that season does not mean it's just for a few months.
Yeah.
It could take years to build to that. I don't think I really started making money. I think it took me probably almost 4 years before I started making money.
Yeah, I think we just started making money last year.
Right.
Let's just be clear. Like making some where you can actually go on a vacation
Right.
or like take care of some other people. So Janai challenged us to do what?
I asked everyone to either come up with their top 2 or 3 tips for entrepreneurs or top 2 or 3 questions people need to kind of consider as they embark on, this entrepreneurship thing.
Indeed. So, Crystal, you want to go first?
You go first.
No.
All right, no. Janai, you go.
Janai, you go first.
Okay, here are my questions. Can your relationship, like your marriage, whoever you're dating, can it survive?
Yeah, that might end it.
That up and down, particularly because it's going to take longer than what you think.
And it's going to cost more than you thought it was going to cost.
Right. So check in with that relationship.
Yeah.
Secondly, what is your strategy or plan to manage your time?
Yeah.
Because it's all about time. How are you managing home and kids and your regular job and creating this new business. What are you willing to give up time-wise?
Yeah.
Yep. And then my third one is, what is your process for keeping up and managing your finances? This is about money. This is not a hobby. So what is your commitment? How are you going to keep up with what's coming in and what's going out?
That's good stuff.
That's my list.
I
All right.
like that.
Crystal?
Top 3, Crystal Lee, you ready?
Okay, so my number one is, are you going to be able to handle getting this business income in and not spending it? Because if you start a business and maybe you don't have a lot of money and you're starting to generate a lot of money, you can't touch it because you have to reinvest in the business.
Yes.
And so, you know, for me, I'm going to be honest, I was like, turn up, making a little money, and I was ready to go spend it.
Right.
I was spending it.
Right. You had the Willie face. So you got to spend the money. I
Yes.
don't like it.
Right. So are you going to be able to handle getting business income and not, you know, kind of mixing it with your personal? And then are you okay with not being as popping on Instagram, not looking like you got it all together, sacrificing when you have to take years to build this business?
Yeah.
Maybe your friends have these real jobs and they have a 9-to-5 and they're able to go on vacation and do things. Are you going to be okay to be the one like, I'm building a business and a brand?
And
I
I gotta
can't
stay
go.
home.
I can't do it.
Wow.
Good point.
Good point,
Very
Crystal.
good point.
I picked 3.
All right.
The first thing that I learned as an entrepreneur was that, you know what, you're going to take a loss. And I can either fight about it or I can learn from it. And so I made sure that I learned from every thing that looked like a loss.
Right.
I said, you know what, I examine the loss. Like sometimes Christian people, they only examine the victory, but I spend more time in the loss to see what we did wrong. How can we get better? And so I spent more time in the loss than the victory. Like we can win and I'm like, yay. All right, cool. Now let's go ahead and win the next time. But when it comes to the loss, I spend more time looking at it like, okay, we spent too much here. We should have did this. This shouldn't have happened. So that was my first thing. And then number 2, I dream a God-sized dream with real-time expectations. Like I got a God-sized dream with real-time expectations. So I eat it like slowly but surely. So I look at the smaller victories and I don't get so in a rush for this big victory. Like television is in my forecast, but today YouTube and Facebook is my thing. So I'm executing and I'm doing what I got to do in that area because I see television. I see how I want to produce. I see what it is. And so that's what I want entrepreneurs to do, because if you get so focused on the God-sized dream and it doesn't come fast enough, you'll quit. And then the world will miss out on what you were supposed to offer the world.
There are seasons for sure.